Yo, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. This video title is gonna be eventually you're gonna leave the haters behind. Eventually. See, and I'm gonna use Jones and Carmon as examples, right? See, because Jones is just a hater, you know what I mean? He's a dude that want to outshine the master all the time, you know what I mean? He's just a hater, you know what I mean? So, you see how Cam was the main rapper, he was supporting them, this, that, and the other. Yeah, we riding Dipset, whatever. Boom. Then he thought he had a little buzz, right? With his rap. So now he like, damn, I probably could surpass Cam. This song is crazy. I'm gonna run with this thing, right? So just off one little hit, he didn't even wait till he had 10 hits under his belt. Something. 5 hits. That first big hit, he switched sides quick. He got big-headed. Quick. This is what haters do. This is how it ends up showing in them. But you don't, now, say you didn't see Cam, it never got right ever since then. But you see how you end up giving the haters a benefit of the doubt again. You know what I'm saying? Because when you done did it already, you probably like, you know what? You give him a pass. You probably like, you know what? This is first time, this, that, and the other. You know it's a flaw in his character already for switching sides and thinking he could go on without you. Or not even feel like he could. Why would you? Like, we building something, but soon as they think they got a branch where they could build their own, they try to go. But it didn't work for him really, right? So, but they never got 100% right after that, right? Because, you know, I saw what you did already. You know what I mean? And this is what happens with us. You know what I'm saying? You see the hater, you know, try, and then you like, damn, you watch him, you like, damn, why you did all that though? But then sometimes we let that rock. You know what I mean? We be like, you know what? We give them a pass, man. It is what it is, right? So, boom. Now, what a hater do, right? He want to be better at you than he want to be better at what you do. You know what I'm saying? So, now you see Jones trying to be the best rapper, trying to say he you know, try to even start saying he was better than Nas and all this, right? Because he want to be looked at like that he got to throw his name out there like that. Nobody else ever said that. Nobody else ever said, but he know Cam comes up in that category sometimes. If you want to say some of the best rappers, sometimes Cam could come up. He been rapping for a minute now. Cam stopped rapping. So he wanted to keep rapping to be the one holding up Dipset. Like, yo, I'm the one repping this. You see? You see? All along, it was me. You know what I mean? Because this is how haters are, man. This is what haters do. Okay? So he tried to claim what's yours and make it his. And he tried to be the best rapper. Now he's the best rapper all of a sudden. When before Jewels was his favorite rapper. Whatever happened to him saying that? Now, he don't even say that no more. Jewels not his favorite. When they used to ask him who's his favorite rapper, he used to say Jewels. When the Dipset was the fully hottest, he's saying Jewels. Instead of being solid and just saying Cam, period. I don't care if Cam's not your favorite rapper. If we in a crew, and I know my nigga nice, and I know all of us is doing us, listen, my boy's the best. But he wasn't like that. Cam, I'm sure, peep that. But you can let stuff like that go under the rug when you trying to be a friend with dudes and you know it's a building thing. So you let certain things rock. You be like, you know, maybe whatever. But these are all the things you need to peep and just cut it off the rip. Right? So now you see Cam wasn't rapping no more. Cam ended up doing his podcast now. Jones still rapping. Cam do the podcast. Then Cam do 2 podcasts. Talk with Fleet and It Is What It Is. So now Jim Jones like, damn, these niggas is getting money. Because now Cameron's super successful again. Because listen, when you that dude, you're going to do it again. That's why I'm only talking to certain people. Everybody can't relate. You know what I'm saying? You need to relate, but everybody can't relate. You know what I'm saying? So Cameron now do the 2 podcasts, super successful, one of the best. Remember, he was one of the best rappers. Now he's one of the best podcasts. It is what it is. This is how it goes. All right? He finally get up and got his wave with that. Again, he got a dude with him that he rock with. Because when you want to bring the greatness out of yourself, it's good when you bouncing it back up. That's when you shine. When you got somebody you could bounce off of, that's why partnerships, I'm saying, I make a lot of videos probably, and I'm going to make a lot of videos about haters and this and that. Because the power between 2 people when you know you could do it and it's 2 people is unstoppable. And people don't understand that, man. And they don't know, and they don't value that. And then they don't value their positions in it. If this is your position, that's your position. Stay your position. There's no switching up, man. These dudes switch up. That's why I'm trying to get you to peep it early. Because when you got a master plan and you know it's gonna go up, it sucks when the person that you was rocking with ends up falling off, and then now it's like sometimes the motivation's gone, sometimes a lot of things get switched up, sometimes the whole dynamic is just switched up now. Now you could do it by yourself. Yes, of course you could do it by yourself, but it ain't the same type of, wave you was trying to create. Anyway, man, hopefully y'all getting the point, man. And this is why you need to spot people early, right? So now Cam do the 2 podcasts. What Jim Jones do? Once he starts seeing them getting checks, he falling back on the rap heavy, right? You noticed it. He's on the podcast now. And what he tried to do, same thing Cam did. He linked up with his boy that's a star also, quote unquote, Mace, right? And what Jim Jones do? He gets 4 random people. 3 other co-hosts, all stars in their own right? He tried to top Cam on that. But you might not gonna peep that like that, but that's what it is. And then I'm gonna show you how he's a hater. Because how you around a bunch of dudes that you be with all the time, why you ain't do a podcast with them? You go and do a podcast with all these random rappers. Makes no sense. You would do it with your peoples. You would say, you know what? He had an artist-to-artist interview with J.R. Ryder and Hellrell. An interview with them. Why they wasn't just on? If y'all all cool, why you didn't call them to see if they wanted to do the podcast? He wouldn't do that. Why you ain't try to get Jewels on that? Even if you tried, if your peoples know you, they probably wasn't gonna do it anyway. But I'm just saying. You know what I mean? It's like you go pick random dudes. All right, so now you do the podcast, right? And I jumped the gun because now he did the podcast with the 4 rappers, right? Whatever the name of that show is, right? Boom. And then he did the artist to artist. So what he tried to do, 2 podcasts at once. Why? Because he got a podcast with 4 random dudes that all need they cut. And he's like, damn, I'm going to do 2 podcasts. Cam got 2 podcasts. I could do 2. Yo, this is how these dudes are. And this is why rumors is going around his warehouse is cold. He ain't got the heat. He's still building it out. You know why? Because he's so in a rush. Listen, when you a good businessman, you start your business where you can scale it. You don't start a business buying a whole big warehouse, right? And this is business advice now for y'all. You don't go buy a whole warehouse and then so now you already got a bill you got to pay because you you building something and you got a whole big warehouse, right? Then you gotta build stuff within it to start this podcast. This, you want to do a studio over here, you doing a store over here. None of it is making money yet, but you got to do all of this. It makes no sense. A smarter businessman would have started with a podcast. Boom, did the podcast. As long as that start generating money, then you grow. Oh, maybe I could do 2 and I could do this. He wanted to do everything off the rip. He tried to get a whole big warehouse. He got 4 artists in there. He got a store. He doing this. It's too much at once, bro. A good businessman is not gonna go all out the window like that with a whole bunch of potential businesses and none of them are making money yet. Okay? You gotta solidify something, make money, then you can venture and do this and then do that. But you gotta have a cash flow coming from something first. Your probably most successful podcast is the one with the 4 artists that probably makes the most money, and you got to split it 4 ways. Makes no sense, but you got the whole warehouse. Listen, it is what it is. I don't know what's his business. I'm just talking from the outside, and I'm talking with the information that's out here. And the facts is, he really don't got the heat on, right? So come on, let's get things right, right? Come on, man. All right. And then this is what he tried to do, right? And this is what I'm trying to tell you about. The haters gonna fall off, because that all has to do with his fall off. He's trying to grow so bad, trying to keep up with this dude, trying to keep up with that dude, trying to act like he's starting this, like he started that, like he made it, but nothing. He's on the coattails of everything. That's really what it is. All right. And he's falling off now because he ain't building it up right. He ain't building it up. Look at Cam. When he did Talk with Flea, it was after a successful, probably at least season with It Is What It Is, I think. Like, he knew what to do because he's a better businessman. And these dudes, man, they be trying to keep up and they can't. All right? Eventually, your haters gonna fall off. This is just hope for all of us dudes who be going super hard and got a whole bunch of dudes that think they could try to keep up with us. Listen, you can't keep up with me in my lane. That's how it goes, all right? Anyway, like, comment, subscribe, man. Video went crazy.